Tomorrow marks 3 weeks since former President Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Today, acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe said full responsibility lies with the agency and local law enforcement should not be blamed. Rowe was largely questioned about the communication and technology breakdown that day, specifically the fact that the radios didn't work. Here's what he said in response.
There was clearly radio transmissions that may have happened on that local radio net that we did not have. And so we have to do a better job of co-locating, leveraging that counterpart system, and this is going to drive our operations going forward.
Let's bring in senior national correspondent Brian Entin, who's been covering every step of this investigation. Spent 2 weeks in Butler looking into the shooting for that fantastic NewsNation special. I urge our viewers to watch it. It's on our website. Really great job there. Brian, a lot of we heard today, we already know, thanks to your reporting. But you heard one new thing about the sniper team that shocked you. What was that?
Yeah, this came in during the Q&A, Henna. He said that this was the first Trump rally or first Trump event in 2024 that they had a counter sniper team there.
Which had so many outdoor rallies.
Yes, which was very, very surprising. And thank goodness they were there, because it was one of the Secret Service counter sniper team members that actually shot the gunman. You remember there were some local officers that also shot at him. They missed. It was the Secret Service sniper that took him down. So I was just surprised that up until this point, he didn't have a sniper team. Of course, that's now changed. They say he'll have a sniper team every single time. Also, they say Vice President Kamala Harris will also now have a sniper team.
There was also a lot of criticism, as we heard with Rowe, of lack of communication with the radios. A lot of criticism about the agency not using drones, no Wi-Fi. How will they implement changing that moving forward?
I mean, I still cannot wrap my head around the fact that they couldn't communicate at this event. I mean, it just seems so basic. They had no way for the local officers and the Secret Service to talk to each other. They were trying to use their cell phones, but the service was terrible. They were texting photos. They say they're starting a plan now where they're going to be able to integrate the systems, which, I mean, you'd think they would have already had that. They don't.
And that takes time.
It does, and that's going to take a while. In terms of the drones, though, there was no drone, he admitted today. The local law enforcement offered to put a drone in the air, and they said, no, we don't need it. I mean, they really did need it. And today he said, look, we're going to have the sniper teams. We're also now going to have drones at all the events, which is kind of surprising they didn't already.
Right. And there's some serious whistleblower allegations against Director Rowe. It was published by Senator Josh Hawley yesterday. What did we learn? Yeah,
so he's been publishing a lot of these whistleblower complaints. The latest one basically said that Interim Director Rowe actually cut the agents that do threat assessments, that he was cutting funding for that. And that he was one of the ones who pulled the trigger on that. He was asked directly about it today. It was kind of interesting. He didn't really directly answer the question at first, and then sort of said, no, I didn't actually do that, but we're going to give you more on that next week. But there's still so much to investigate here. He set up a whole task force, he says, that's going to look into what went wrong. Obviously, people are going to get in trouble. I mean, people made mistakes, and he admitted that and said, he can't talk about it now, but they're going to be naming names at some point.
And we've had a lot of those task force members on this show. I know you've been following it very closely. I know you'll continue to do so. Brian Entin, thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.